Hey everybody, good evening, it's your good guy here, PrinceOnyx, and I am back to deliver my review for none other than Rosewood Season 1, Episode 5, Necrosis and New Beginnings. So let's go ahead and let's get into it, shall we? Now, shouts out to Rosewood for playing a Janelle Monáe song off of her recent album back from 2013, The Electric Lady. The track that they played on the episode was Prime Time featuring Miguel. So shout out to you guys for playing that song. You already know Janelle Monáe is one of my favorite artists. I root for her to the highest of the highest heavens. So let's go ahead and let's get into it, shall we? Alrighty then. So in this episode, we start off with Detective Villa, who is having a hot and steamy wet dream about her and Rosewood in the shower. Right before they are about to kiss, she wakes up and feels very awkward about it because it's like, holy shit. And to be honest with you, it confirms what I kind of was alluding to in my previous reviews, is that, what I was going towards was that somehow, some way, the two of them are going to start catching feelings for each other. You know what I mean? And the reason why I'm looking over is because I got 2 cupcakes in my face, and I'm about to finish eating one of them. So excuse me for this. There we go. No! Oh, okay, it's okay. Whew, it didn't fall out the box. Oh my god. Oh. Mm. Oh Lord. I had to take a drink on that. Oh, I apologize, y'all. Anyway, like I was saying, damn, that cupcake is good. Anyway, like I was saying, she felt awkward as hell because it's like, she's developing feelings for Rosewood, which I kind of already knew was going to happen because it's like, the anger and the frustration and all this stuff that she got pent up eventually is going to lead her to start catching feelings for Rosewood as much as she tries to deny, having feelings for him. So I'm like, girl, you know you're going to end up liking him. So anyway, she is, she's in such shock and disbelief because she can't believe that she just had a dream about the two of them being intimate. So she picks up a magazine that just so happens to have his face on it, and she was just like, "Oh, why are you everywhere?" And then she throws it across the room, and it knocks some of the glass hardware, the glass silverware over off of the food tray, and she's just like, "Oh shit." Anyway, meanwhile, at Rosewood's, I guess, vacation getaway house or whatever, him and Kat are in the bed, and he's massaging her shoulders and her back as they talk about, food and dinner plans and spending more time together. As they start kissing, the doorbell rings, and who is it other than Mama Donna herself? So Donna comes in, and she's just like, she wants to check in on Rosewood because in the past 2 days he has not called her, and she just wanted to make sure that he was alive because she called him over 9 times in the past 2 days, and she just wants to know, where are you at? So anyway, she doesn't want to know where he at. So of course he apologizes for not talking to his mother, in the past 2 days, and she pretty much tells him to tell Kat that she can come out and she doesn't need to hide, but Kat was really getting herself fully dressed. So Kat comes out fully dressed and apologizes for, if it seemed like she was hiding, because, and the way that she could tell that Kat was there was because she noticed a pair of women's shoes behind Rosewood, and she knew that it was funny because she was like, "Oh, I can tell that those shoes are not your style." I was like, damn. Anyway, so Kat comes out and greets Donna and hugs her, and she thanks her for, as she puts it, raising one of the good ones. So Rosewood, he feels a little bit awkward about this because it's like, he feels awkward in a good way and also awkward in a weird way, because it's like, the good way is like, oh, his mother and his girlfriend are, meeting for the first time, and they're actually clicking instead of, disliking each other. But he feels awkward because of, it's just the bad timing is all, you know what I'm saying? So Kat offers to fix Donna and herself a drink, and Donna gives Rosewood an envelope with the invoice for $14,500, which she says that the Miami PD owes to Rosewood. Of course, Rosewood says that, oh, when I hired you to work at the office at the lab, I didn't hire you, to do the bookkeeping. And she's just like, you know what, we run a business and not a charity. Right then when she said that line, I was like, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Y'all mean to tell me that Donna has practically turned into V from Orange is the New Black, talking about we run a business, not a charity? Come through, Orange is the New Black. But anyway, Kat comes out with the drinks, and she actually agrees with Donna that, Rosewood is running a business, therefore you deserve to be paid for your services. Which, to be honest with you, I agree, because it's like, yeah, you can do little freebies here and there. You can do little freebies here and there for, hold on. You can do little freebies here and there, give your services for free, but at a certain point you have to get paid, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, the next day at the station, we see that Villa is yelling at one of the fellow officers about her food being taken out of the refrigerator, and just that, don't do it again. Then Rosewood walks in, and he pretty much, he comes in, she swerves him because, again, she just had that dream the night before, and she really does not want to be seeing Rosewood at all because she still is feeling awkward. So then, he tells her that he's just there to collect money. He's not there to bother her or anything like that with a case. Not yet. When all of a sudden, a man who is named Trevor, he comes out of another room with the officer behind him, and he's just, yelling at everybody in the station because he feels that they are not investigating the recent murder of a close friend of his and his client. She was recently murdered, and he feels that the police are not investigating her murder because she was an ex-con who he says she actually turned her life around. But he just says that, oh, y'all not solving her case because she used to do the dirt, and now that she's dead, y'all really don't see her as y'all don't see her case as fit to investigate or whatever. So of course, he bumps into Villa and Rosewood, and they pretty much talk to him. And of course, he automatically knows Rosewood, and he says that, oh, I want you to do the autopsy. I will pay whatever price that it is, because I want you to do the autopsy, because, he feels that he's the best man for the job. So, and then of course Rosewood lets him know that we can talk about the pay and the cost. We can talk about that stuff later. So next we see that TMI and Pippi are at the office. Pippi is a little upset because her parking spot where she always parks, it has like this big ass moving truck in it. Then next thing you know, she sees Donna, from over the shoulder of TMI. She sees Donna, she sees her mama, and she's just like, oh hell no, like, oh hell no. So she walks over there and goes and talks to her about why is her furniture being moved, and Donna says that it's because I'm setting up space for my new office. And Pippi's like, your new office, girl, dirt. Wait, what? Your new office? And then she just pretty much leaves it at that. So TMI and Pippi go downstairs, and they talk, and pretty much Pippi talks to Rosewood about Mama being hired, Mama Donna being hired, and TMI actually agrees with Rosewood that it's okay for her to work there, and it is what it is. And of course Pippi, she because she's pissed off, she dismisses her, and that's that. And Pippi just wants to know, what is she going to be doing there? And Rosewood says to just wait and see, because she's going to find her place there eventually. So, wait, where's the mouse at? Oh, okay, there it is. So next we see them, they are examining the young woman's body. Her name is Lavetta. They're examining her body, and TMI is giving a report when all of a sudden a reminder on her phone pops up. And ironically, when they were doing running the reports and doing a cross-examination, that day was TMI's father's birthday. So she she froze for a second, but then she pulled herself back together, and they are now examining the x-ray of her body. So Donna comes down, and she sees what they're doing, and she just pretty much just like she's going through the report and stuff with them, through the examination with them. And Rosewood says that she was strangled, and that she was burnt, which you can tell. She was, burnt alive or whatever. Her body was burnt, and you can tell. And Donna had made the comment of how, if she was strangled, that must have been like that's pretty much kind of sort of an intimate death. Like somebody had to really, like, you know, she must have really known her killer. So they continue to examine the body, and pretty much Rosewood says that he needs full blood work and other reports to, you know, go to move forward with the investigation. So meanwhile, back at the precinct, we see Villa is meeting with Trevor, and they're talking one-on-one, and he apologizes for his outburst earlier, and Villa just tells him it's no problem because, you know, it's like a normal type of thing. There are a lot of people who go into police stations frustrated because they feel like cases are not being treated, or, you know, treated well or delicately, and it's just like, you know what I'm saying? So hold on. Ooh. I'm sorry. Ooh. I feel like little pieces of the cupcake is still in my throat, and I don't want to choke. There we go. Anyway, so, you know, she pretty much forgives him because it's like, you know, that shit happens all the time. So then they talk, and she asks because of his last name, which I forgot what his last name was. I think it was like McCain or something. She asks if he's related to a Mr. Kane that was killed some years ago, and actually he is related to Mr. McCain because that was his father. And ironically enough, in a sad sense, Lavetta, who was Trevor's client, she killed his father years ago when she was 16, and it was all part of a gang initiation. It was a part of a gang initiation that she had to go in and rob somebody's house, and she was unaware that he was home that night, and she just, you know, she reacted sporadically and shot. I believe she shot him or stabbed him, whatever, and, you know, thus killing him. And so Trevor said that, you know, he was 18 when his father died, but, you know, he forgave Lavetta for everything because people make mistakes, people get caught into different situations, it's not their fault. So he forgave Lavetta, but of course Villa starts to suspect that he may have had something to do with her murder. So, you know, which it could come off like that because it's like, oh yeah, you're her lawyer and you got her off, but who's to say that who's to say that you didn't get her off just so that who's to say that you only did, oh my god, I'm all over the place. Who's to say that you didn't get her off just so you can kill her? Who's to say that you didn't try to do that? You know what I'm saying? So I saw where Villa was going at first, but, you know, as the episode goes further on, it's like, Anyway, so Rosewood and Villa meet up, and they talk, and he pretty much wants to tag along to the crime scene because he sees that the burnt patterns on the body are not adding up with his reports. So he suggests that the two of them take his car to go there, but of course, you know, Villa swerved him again, and she was just like, no thank you. And so they end up taking they end up driving separately in their own cars. So they end up arriving at the apartment. They see some young girls outside playing double dutch, and Villa was just like, oh, you know, back in the day, me and my sister, you couldn't tell us shit, you know, we was the baddest of the baddest double dutchers on the block. So anyway, they go to the old neighborhood where, you know, Lavetta lives. And the neighborhood, you know, it's her old neighborhood, which is still very gang affiliated and gang infested, and, you know, very low income. And so they feel like maybe she got back into her old habits, which ended up getting her killed. So they end up also, before they go into the apartment, Rosewood notices that Villa is crunching on ice in her mouth, which he says that is due to sexual frustration. So, you know, I found that pretty funny. It's like with his character being a pathologist, being a doctor overall, it's very interesting to see the different stuff that he says about, like, different patterns that people do. It's very interesting. And so, with that being said, they end up seeing a young girl coming out of the apartment because she lives above them, or she lived above Lavetta or next door or across the hall from her or whatever. So they end up seeing this young girl by the name of Tiana, and I noticed that the girl who played Tiana, I noticed her from the Tyler Perry movie I Can Do Bad All By Myself. She was the older sister to the two younger brothers. I had noticed that. So anyway, yeah, they meet a young girl, and Tiana, she's coming out of the apartment, who of course at first denies knowing Lavetta, and then Tiana gets picked up by her older sister Regine, and she pretty much, you know, they leave the premises. So the two of them, Villa and Rosewood, go into the apartment and they investigate where Lavetta lives. They find a box that has a gun and some blood all over some clothes and a lot of gang paraphernalia. So Villa feels that Lavetta, again as I mentioned earlier, she feels that she may have been going back to her old habits, whereas Rosewood thinks otherwise. And of course, she's just like, Villa, she's just like, oh, what if one day during our investigations, the suspect or the person who you're trying to say that, oh no, they're not really like that, I can tell that they're different. What if in turn they actually are like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you defending these people? So pretty much, Rosewood, it notices the burn patterns on the bed, and he comes to the conclusion that she was actually alive when she was burnt on the bed, and that she turned over on her front side and her back, and her stomach. She had turned over when the bed was, burnt, which explains the burn patterns on her body. So then next we see that Kat is having another session with Villa, and they talk more about her deceased husband, and then Kat asks if something had happened that is starting to make her lose sight of her husband, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's starting to seem like, Villa is starting to maybe possibly move on from her husband. So this is where the juicy part comes in, because Villa then reveals that she had a dream about Rosewood, but she does not say his name. But here's the twist. So, when Villa starts describing the mystery man, she brings up the car that Rosewood drives, and immediately you see the look on Kat's face change, and she's just like, oh shit, you are having sexual dreams about the man who I'm with. I was like, damn. I was like, oh shit. So pretty much, next we see that Villa, during the session, she gets a text about the gun that was found at Lavetta's place, so she has to leave. And then, of course, Kat is left in the office, and she's just, in the room, and she's just feeling so awkward, because it's like, holy shit. She's feeling very awkward about the situation. Hold on. You can never go wrong with water. Anyway, so next we see that Donna and TMI are talking, and Donna is throwing away takeout food menus that Pippi keeps in like a big old binder. So next we see that TMI tells her that may be a bad idea. However, Donna knows that she is up there to talk about more than just her throwing away Pippi's takeout food menus. And so TMI just wanted to know, how was it that Donna and Rosewood / Pippi's father, how did they take Pippi coming out as a lesbian? And Donna says that, she's their daughter, and that's all to it. And then Donna pretty much consoles her and apologizes to TMI, because, TMI tells her how her parents, they still do not accept her sexuality, and, with today being her father's birthday, it's really hard on her. So, pretty much, Donna, she consoles her, and they hug it out and have a very emotional, mother / daughter-in-law session, because Pippi and TMI are engaged, and so they're going to get married eventually. So it was very cute. It was very cute, and I love seeing that scene. And she pretty much, Donna just says that she prays for all of her babies. She prays for Rosewood, TMI, Donna. She prays for them all. Like, it is what it is. She prays for them all. So, you're in her prayers. And so, next we see Rosewood and Pippi I'm sorry, y'all. I keep looking over. It's just they got Law and Order playing at Law and Order SVU, and child, it's the episode that got Megan Good on. She had guest starred on the. Child. Whew. Anyway, so yes. So yeah, like I was saying, Rosewood and Pippi are downstairs. They are still examining the body when Rosewood comes across some fiberglass that is found in the body. And then he asks Pippi if she can run a report on where the fiberglass, where did it come from? And Pippi is too busy looking upstairs because, she knows that TMI and Donna are talking, and she's thinking that, oh, Donna is going to turn her against me, and, she's going to try to, ruin the wedding, and she's going to try to take control, and she's trying to separate us, and yada, yada, yada. And Rosewood is just like, girl, everything going to be all right. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Everything's going to be all right. I need you to run this report and, Just do it. Like Nike said, just do it. So anyway, yeah, he didn't say that, but just do it. So anyway, TMI comes downstairs to do a report, and she finds out where the fiberglass came from. And also Pippi says that not Pippi, Rosewood says that Pippi is just being paranoid. So anyway, they find out that Lavetta died from carbon monoxide, and as TMI comes down, she talks to Pippi, and Pippi can see that TMI was crying a little bit, and she almost blamed her mother for making TMI cry, but in actuality, no, your mother didn't cause her to cry. She explained everything that happened, and Rosewood just tells them, y'all hug it out. That's cute. Now get it together. Get back to work. So there's that. So TMI also pulls up a report of the food that Lavetta had ate the night that she had died, and it ends up leading Rosewood and Villa to this I was about to say a hospital. It ends up taking Rosewood and Villa to this restaurant, and they are pretty much wait a minute. Oh damn, I had skipped something, my bad. Yeah, TMI pulls up the report of the food that Lavetta ate the night she died. So anyway, we are back at the office where Villa is at her desk when Rosewood calls and tells her to meet up at a certain restaurant. There we go, I had missed that little part of the sentence. Anyway, at the office, Villa is at her desk when Rosewood calls, tells her to meet him in 15 minutes at the restaurant. Now before Rosewood leaves out, Kat comes into the office and she's just like, we need to talk. And I feel that our relationship, we're going too fast, the pace. And I feel like we need to slow things down. I feel like we need a break. And basically she dumps Rosewood, and he doesn't now see here's the trick of it, that Rosewood does not know, why it is that she's breaking up with him. She doesn't know why it is that they're breaking up, because Kat put two and two together and found out that, Villa is catching feelings for Rosewood, and with Kat being Villa's doctor, her psychiatrist, that wouldn't really look right, because then it's almost like a conflict of interest. So I was just like, damn, because of all this crazy shit that's going on, Rosewood is losing the woman that he really loves, and it sucks. So and you can tell that his mood had changed throughout the episode after that had happened, and I'll bring that up in a quick second. So Villa and where are we at? Anyway, Villa and Rosewood, they meet up at the restaurant, and they are waiting on the waitress, and it's surprising. I'm really excited when I review this show because I really like it, along with Minority Report, so it's like, that's why I'm all over the place. Anyway, please excuse that. So, Rosewood and Villa, they are, ironically enough, they managed to get the waitress who had served Lavetta the night that she had died. I guess because they had showed a picture to the owner of the restaurant, the manager or whatever. So that's how he or she was able to get the waitress. And the waitress came out and talked, and she pretty much came out and talked, and she was saying how, like, working at a restaurant for a very long time, you begin to study people's relationships and people's like movements and reactions and everything, because pretty much the night that Lavetta was there, she had gotten into an argument with her date, and it turns out that the date was Trevor. And as soon as they find that out, Villa turns around and she's like, oh, we gonna get his ass, because now this even pushes Villa's theories even more that he has something to do with her murder. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, oh shit. So it's like, again, it's a lot of old shit moments, you know what I'm saying? And also, on a side note, while they were at the restaurant, the waitress, she looked at Rosewood and she could tell that he had just gotten dumped, because Villa didn't know why Rosewood's mood was sort of off, because he's always, teasing her and playing, taunting her and stuff like that, but he wasn't doing that this time around. So, that's what I meant when I said that his mood had changed, you know what I'm saying? So yes, get into bed. Anyway, so they end up going to the community center where Trevor and Lavetta had worked, and Trevor is there. He's like cleaning up, organizing, like stacking chairs and stuff like that. And Villa is talking to him about why was it that y'all were at this restaurant, and just she was just like, why is it that y'all were at this restaurant, and you said that you didn't catch feelings for her, blah, blah, blah. He ends up saying that, yes, I did develop feelings for her, but, she, but she just, she wasn't feeling him. But that still that he still did not murder her. But of course, she's not trying to hear that. So, ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. Anyway, she's not, of course, Villa ain't trying to hear that. And then Trevor just says that this community center and working with these kids, it means everything to her. Now, speaking of kids, Rosewood was in the background playing cards with the children when he sees Tiana walk past, and he sits down and talks to her because he can tell that she's very sick and she hasn't slept in days, and that she's been self-medicating herself off of weed and pills, and she's just, that she clearly has seen something traumatic, and she's not speaking about what she saw. So she ends up saying that Lavetta was being bothered by this gang leader known as Double Tap. And Double Tap is the gang leader from the gang BWB, which stands for Bitches with Burners. So she was pretty much, saying how like Double Tap kept on coming to the community center and trying to talk to Lavetta, but Lavetta kept dismissing her. And then she, Tiana walks off, and then Rosewood tells Villa what happened, and then he asks her, does she know about this gang? And she's like, oh yeah, I know about it. Bad bitches with, not bad bitches, but bitches with burners, I know about them. So, next day, Villa is in the interrogation room interrogating Double Tap, and pretty much Double Tap, she refuses to talk, and she calls her a punk ass bitch, and all this, Double Tap calls Villa a punk ass bitch, and, Villa's just like, oh, you know what? You want to fight, bitch? Then let's fight. So she takes Double Tap, and they go to the alley behind the police station. And Villa pretty much tied her hands behind her back. And when she put her hair in a ponytail, tied her hands behind her back. And here was the thing. She said, all right, I'm going to fight you, but I'm not going to fight, but I'm going to fight you with my hands behind my back. Well, she didn't tie them behind her back, but she, kept them like this. So I'm going to fight you with my hands behind my back. And here's how it's going to go. If I win, you tell me what I need to know. And if you win, you can walk away from this. No charges, no nothing. You can walk away. But, and if I win, I get to tell your homegirls that a skinny punk ass bitch officer kicked your ass. And so they began fighting, and child, I had tweeted this too when I was live tweeting, and I was just like, cause listen, Villa beat that bitch ass. She beat her ass. I was like, damn. I was like, damn. Like, she really beat her ass. And so she ended up, of course, winning the fight. And she told, oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Anyway, she ended up telling Double Tap to talk, and she asked her if she knows about these gang colors of orange and green. And Double Tap says that it's these new chicks, this new gang from out of Little Haiti, and they're called the FDS crew, like the Florida Saints or something like that. And she pretty much lets Villa know that these girls are crazy, they don't have no structure, and they are very dangerous. So Lavetta, she says that she also says that Lavetta must have gotten in their way she must have gotten in FDS's way of recruiting, young girls to join their gang, and that's probably why she ended up getting killed. And so Villa pretty much tells her to go clean herself up, and she walks off just like that, because she's a motherfucking boss. But anyway, so next we are back at the office, and Donna walks in on Rosewood at the office, and she too can tell that something is bothering him. And eventually, of course, he does give in, and he pretty much tells her that Kat had broke up with him. And Donna is just like, wait a minute, I don't get it. Why? Because again, they don't know that Kat is Villa's psychiatrist. They don't know. Psychiatrist, psychologist. Oh my God, I think I've been saying them. Oh my God, I think I've been saying them at. Oh man. I apologize if I've been mixing up the terms. Oh damn. Oh wow. Anyway, so yeah, she pretty much, she was very baffled by why is it that she broke up with him, because it's like, she can tell that they really do have feelings for each other. So why break up? Why do it? So she pretty much tells Rosewood that if he loves her, he's gonna fight for her, and just do what you gotta do. She also hands him the report of where the burnt fiberglass came from, and he pretty much says that he put 2 and 2 together, and he says that Lavetta did not let the killer in, that they possibly, broke in or walked in or whatever the case is. So, which leads them to go to the apartment. So, they're at the apartment, and Villa, she's there by herself investigating. Rosewood, he snuck up on her, and she drew her gun because she almost could have shot him. And I was just like, oh shit, please not shoot him. So yeah, Villa is at the apartment. Rosewood walks in, all that stuff I just said. Villa almost shot him, and they pretty much, she's looking up at the ceiling at the ventilation system, and so she gets a stool and she gets up, and she can't really exactly reach it that much. So Rosewood, he helps her up, but of course she doesn't want him touching her because of the dream that happened earlier in this episode. But yeah, he pretty much helps her up. She goes through the ventilation system. He goes with her, and as they're going, as the both of them are in the vent system, they both are I apologize, y'all. They both are quoting the movie Die Hard, and so they eventually arrive at the apartment that I believe is across from Lavetta, and they find out that it's Tiana and Regine, Tiana's older sister's apartment, where they end up finding the burnt fiberglass, and then they pretty much put two and two together and find out that it was Regine who killed Lavetta. And they as they go to arrest her, Regine, they find out that today is the day of gang initiation for Tiana, because they found it on this website, because I guess FDS, they have like a website, and they saw pictures posted of Tiana dressed up in the gang colors, and it was just like, oh shit, we need to go down there and we need to, go arrest her. So they go to this part. It's like this grass field. I guess it's next to like an old abandoned church or whatever. And they pretty much, the girls are fighting each other, beating each other up, and they pretty much, to prove their worth. It's just prove their worth. Anyway, so they, Rosewood and Villa show up on the scene, and they pretty much tell everybody to stop what they're doing. Miami PD freeze, stop what you're doing. Regine backtalks Regine backtalks Villa, but then Rosewood lets her know that she has a badge and a gun, so I need you to make smarter choices. Anyway, they pretty much bust her and tell her that, oh, we know that it was you who had killed Lavetta. So of course, Tiana's sister, Tiana's just like, oh my god, like, Regine, why did you do that? Miss Lavetta was my friend. But of course, Regine was just like, oh, she was trying to take you away from us because we all you got, blah blah blah. And so, she runs away, but of course, Villa chases her, catches her within like 2 seconds, and it is what it is. And yeah, she catches her, and it is what it is. And she catches her, and as she puts Regine in the back of the car, Rosewood consoles Tiana because she begins crying because she did not know that her sister murdered Lavetta. So back at Rosewood's office, we see that Donna is talking to Trevor, and she tells him that Rosewood pulled some strings and that Tiana will be placed in a good home. And Lavetta, and she also says that Lavetta's legacy and what she was doing at the community center, helping those kids, that's what's going to live on. Not the mistakes that she made when she was 16. That's the past. Let the past be the past. Her legacy of what she was trying to do, which was the good things, that's what's going to live on with her memory. Not all the bad stuff that happened in the past. And so pretty much, Rosewood is talking with TMI and Pippi on the side. He talks to them briefly, but then he leaves, and then Pippi and Donna and TMI, the three ladies hug it out, and it was so cute and so adorable. The three of them hugged it out because it was a very powerful and emotional. There were a few emotional moments in this episode. So next we see that Rosewood is at Kat's office with a candle clock, and it's a gift. But however, unbeknownst to him, Kat was actually about to have a session with Villa, so she told him that he could not be in the office and that he needs to leave. So he refuses, and of course they talk and they kiss or whatever. And pretty much when they get done kissing, who is at the door? Villa. And she's just like, oh shit. Again, another oh shit moment. And then it was just like Kat pretty much explains how she put two and two together, and that she broke up with Rosewood in order to continue doing the sessions with Villa, because then that way it's not a conflict of interest, you know what I'm saying? But of course Villa took it the wrong way. She feels very hurt and betrayed and feels like she can't trust him anymore or trust Kat, and she just walks off. And Kat just tells Rosewood that, you know what, it's okay, go after her, because for a person to say those things that Villa said to you and do you like that, she clearly cares about you. And you know what? Maybe we weren't really meant to be. Maybe you are meant to be with her. So just, you know, go off and go be with her. So, you know, yeah, so pretty much he runs off and she just, again, she tells him that it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know. So, yeah, she pretty much tells him to run off and go get her. And yeah, that's pretty much it is what it is. So yes, and that is it for Rosewood. I will be back with my Minority Report review, and that will be it for the night. Actually, pause. No, it won't, because I will be doing a crash course review and recap of American Horror Story, the past 3 episodes, and what I think so far. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I enjoyed this. Thank you. And I enjoyed doing this, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you. Peace. Bye. Hey.